Hey everybody, Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we are doing more AI battles in Civ 6. We are on to our last group. We have 9 people already advanced to the finals. We have Gorgo, we have China, we have Japan, we have Germany, we have Aztecs, we have Arabia, we have Poland, we have France, and we have the Cree. And so now there are only 3 spots open left before we get our second chance for everyone. And so yeah, we're on to Group D. Now this is an interesting group just because Shaka and Cyrus are the ones I rated 4 and 5 because we did the reverse snake. So theoretically this should be a very close group. Congo, the more I actually having played Congo, I think I might rate Congo a little higher because just their production stuff from Relics is ridiculously good. So we'll see how they do. And then a lot of people tend to rate Rome really high. I haven't been a huge fan of Rome, but a lot of people have rated Rome high, as well as Scotland too. There's a lot of huge Scotland supporters as well. So I think this is going to be a pretty interesting group, although in my I think I said this earlier, I feel this is probably the weakest group out of all of them. There just isn't like any super civs, in my opinion, in this group. You know, like the Russias, and the funny thing is all the super civs never made it through, like none of them actually made it through, but you know, whatever. So this should work even though it says unsupported, but I think we did it last time without any problems. So we got simultaneous turns. I don't think the terms matter like that versus the dynamic. From what I could tell, it looked like everything was doing it the exact same. We're doing standard speed, we're on Pangea, we're on a small map, which is why these are unsupported, but I'm pretty sure that's what we did last time. Start position balanced, true, culture victory, false. Yeah, once again, I had some people, we'll talk about that here in a second, talk about not doing the, well, we'll talk about here in a second, and then there's your map seed if you want to play. So let's go ahead and start this up. I am going to mute the game volume. Let's make sure we get the right one. Okay, so basically some people have argued, hey, you're hurting some of the civs by only limiting it to a domination and a score victory. I have to disagree with that from just the simple fact that, like, literally no one's going to win a science victory, no one's going to win a cultural victory. And ultimately, I think we might, if anything, be hurting the civs, because if all of a sudden one civ is going for a science victory, they might not produce out as many units, and that might actually set them back a little bit in warfare, and they might find themselves in a bad situation. So ultimately, I don't think anyone is like suffering because we changed the turn timers. Also, since we're not playing like a full 500 turns, it really doesn't matter in the scheme of things. If we did a full 500 turns, that would also make a, you know, then we would want to turn on everything. Other thing to note is we did not play with the wall mod that basically turned off the walls. I think I mentioned this last episode, but I don't remember 100%. Basically, you guys kind of convinced me not to roll with that, only from the standpoint is that would hurt Georgia a little bit because she gets a lot of boosts from it. The reason we wanted to do it was simply, and we were never going to we were always going to maybe do slightly different rules for each group. It doesn't really matter because as long as the groups each have their own rule set, that's what matters. But ultimately, I think you guys convinced me that turning off walls wasn't going to add enough to, you know, compensate for the fact that we'd be punishing Tamer. And then also too, just the fact that the AI is going to have a hard time holding on to cities without walls as the game progresses. So I think this will be fine. Maybe someday in the future we'll try an AI only series, maybe once Gathering Storm comes out without the walls. I think that would be fun. Other thing too is we will probably try a deity, maybe with the second chance, just to see how it rolls. The main reason we play in Prince difficulty is because of, you know, the human player. Oh, I gotta turn this back on, don't I? And them just never being able to keep up on deity. Auto interned enable. Now that we basically have a this other mod that's allowing us to basically exist outside the rules of the game, it might just be better for us to roll on deity just because the AI is going to get a little bit more production bonuses and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember. I still think, I mean, the AI is still going to be just as dumb as it always is, but they maybe, I mean, getting the extra units and stuff like that may help. The only thing I could see really that might counter or might be a negative for them is the fact that being able to throw 3 cities down right away, they might not have enough room. And so depending on how it starts and stuff like that, for example, like right here, you know, India might not be able to get that 3rd city down right away. And so then they might be punished just because, you know, it took them an extra turn to get their first city down. You know, and ultimately that's kind of minor, and it really isn't any different than the current punishments we have for, hey, look, you know, Zulu's down here in the tundra, and Rome might just be able to completely block them in. So, I don't know. We might try the deity. But once again, it won't be this round because I want to keep all the groups as similar as possible. So, all right, what's this look like? We got Zulu far to the southeast. We have Rome just slightly northwest of them. And it looks like Rome's going to potentially be able to just box them in. And the fact that, well, see, they got a wonder over here, so they might decide to go settle the wonder, which might be a good thing for Zulu. The thing is, with the city-states over here, that might encourage Rome to go eastward. And if that happens, Zulu's going to be in a bit of a bad spot. And we might see them just start throwing cities down in the tundra. And every time we see a civ do that, they tend to get punished. Now, Congo's in a really great spot because they got a bunch of city-states over here and a bunch of room all to themselves. So they seem to be a good spot. Depends on how much room before the coast. Georgia's over here all by herself with, once again, a bunch of city-states around her. So she also seems to be in a very strong spot. Seems like our city-states are all in the east. Yeah, except Vilnius. All our city-states are over east. And then I guess Yerevan's there too. But yeah, that's kind of east as well. Persia's smack dab in the middle. They do have a city-state up north, so they have some room, so they're not in a bad spot. India's kind of in the same situation as Zulu right now, and this is Gandhi. Just basically trapped into the tundra. And so we'll have to see if they can get a city out, potentially up here by the Wonder, but we'll see. And then Scotland's over here, and Scotland's got a little room to the north, but they might be in an interesting spot. And then we have Spain over here, which has quite a bit of room, but Netherlands are right on their borders. So I anticipate early aggression probably between potentially Scotland and Persia, and then maybe even India in there. I could definitely see early aggression with Rome and Zulu, and I could see early aggression with Spain and Netherlands. But we'll just have to see how the map actually plays out once all this gets revealed. I think I'm actually okay. Oh. I'm also an idiot, by the way. I was like, CQUI stuff isn't here, so we can't do anything. So, yeah. So what I want to do is I think I'm just going to turn off all of these. Man, here's the problem. If I turn off all this stuff, then I'm not going to be able to turn it on later. I wish there was a easy save. They're attached to individual saves if you like to change the setting by default. Ah, yes. Okay, so we can screw this up then, and it won't screw up our rest of the game. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's turn off all this stuff. Maybe. Let's see, delegation, scientific partner. I don't care about the denouncing. I will take the siege. I will take the conquered. I will take the raise. I'll take the liberation. And we'll, I don't think I care about founding new cities. We want to see the war. Actually, let's just do the declaration versus the received, because once again, we should be able to see that. We also want the wonder as well. Built W and Ds. I mean, that's not going to happen. So, built Y and Z. Yeah, I don't care about that. Began constructing a wonder. I don't think we care about that. I also don't think I care so much about the gray people. And I don't care about the research, development, or any of that stuff. Or the governments. None of that matters. Technology stolen. I don't care about the spy stuff. Like, nah. That doesn't really affect the game. Now, honestly, I thought CQUI basically got overwrit by the mod, and that's why it wasn't on, because, you know, you can't see the CQUI stuff up there anymore. But I am wrong. I don't care about you seeking victory types, and I think this is going to be like the one time we're going to do this. And I'll leave up the considering a war, just because I think that'll be new. And we don't need the barbarian invasion. The only thing is finishing wonders. Where was that one? Created a new city, founded a new city, raised a new city, military construction. Built this, began construction. I want finished. I guess let's click that one, because I don't see one that says finished. Tourism, gained relic, national park. Yeah, whatever. All right, well, let's roll with this one, and hopefully this won't be as spammy. And the thing is, ultimately, if the wonders get finished and they don't pop up, that's not that big of a deal because we can generally see the wonders. So let's see who's going to go grab the first, second city. That's going to be one, like, probably very important on this map, because this map, everyone seems to be pretty much on top of each other. So it's going to be very, very important to get your second city down. We did turn the sound back on. Good. No one yet is, well, okay, Rome's building a settler. I think that might be the quickest settler we're seeing right now. I love. Yeah, they're one turn ahead of Persia right now. which is 1 turn ahead of Scotland, and Amsterdam's up there as well. So, all right, it looks like Rome's going to be able to put the first city down. The question is, where are they going to go? For the hope of Zulu, I kind of hope they go west. I think the best thing for Rome, though, would just be to go cut this off, because there's no way Zulu's going to go over there. If that happens, Zulu just might be eliminated, and we might see the top 4 all knocked out then. Remember, Zulu's going to get scary here, though, in about late classical, early medieval. I think it's medieval, right? Is when they get the civic. I mean, it kind of depends. Also, too, did they build a monument? Can we see monuments? I think we can. I think we can. You were building a monument. Can we see the monument? I think that's the monument, right? I've never really paid much attention to the artwork on the monument. So Zulu did build the monument. I guess we could just hover over, can't we? Yeah, monument. Oh, other thing people mentioned, and I want to shout out whoever told me this. So if you were wondering as well with me, which one were we looking at? It was the time between something. Interface? Oh yeah, the pro tooltip delay. This thing right here, we didn't know what it was. It's basically how long you have to hover over the city before it pops up. Which, my god, I have always complained by how slow it takes for that to actually pop up. So for us to be able to reduce that is amazing. Also, hi Rome. I think we're going to have some early aggression going on between these two. They both got 2 cities down. Congo has 2 cities. Persia has 2 cities. Georgia also has 2 cities. Georgia's in a great spot with all that room up north. Spain with 2 cities. Netherlands has 2 cities. And a very forward-facing city with Rotterdam. Scotland with 2 cities. Yeah, Persia got the 2. But you're losing it? Why? But why? From Georgia? That seems a little too far away. All right, well, Persia screwed themselves already. India's about to get city 2, so they're a bit behind. Rome's about to get city number 3. I was not anticipating a city here. Okay, they're actually going for the wonder this time. Although, that gives Zulu a little bit of an opportunity to go settle here. The funny thing is, I'm surprised the city's not flipping, because that's 5 versus only 3. You would think that you might be flipping, especially considering you just flipped. I mean, I guess Georgia's got a pretty decent-sized city already, and it looks like Georgia is about to get their wonder, so they're going to be able to get their religion done. So let's see if we get the pop-up for it. We get this pop-up, but that's it. In the scheme of things, that's fine. Yeah, in the scheme of things, that's fine. All right, so Persia's a step behind now, unfortunately, because they didn't get their second city. Also, too, we're going to see India flip almost immediately as well. Eek. Now, that might flip over to Persia, which might help them. Netherlands, everything looks good over here. Loyalty. We're still in the first era, right? My gosh, dude. I don't think I've ever seen this much era or loyalty pressure or loyalty issues right away, man. And then the one city that you figure there would be loyalty issues, there isn't. So Congo's in a very powerful position right now. Early leaders, Wilhelmina, Shaka, and Philip are all up there. And the funny thing is Congo's way the heck down there, but I don't anticipate that going, staying that way. Probably part of the reason they're so far behind is because they hadn't met that many people. And because they hadn't met that many people, you know, they're not going to get as much error score. So they might end up in a Dark Age to begin with, which isn't terrible. Usually you almost want to get a Dark Age for the first era, just so you can get a Heroic era in the third one. Generally, there's sometimes it's almost impossible to end up with the Dark Era. It just kind of depends on your map and all that kind of fun stuff, too. Also, if you're going to do any early aggression, Dark Age is wonderful to begin with, because Twilight Valor is just unstoppably godlike, if you can get it. In case you aren't aware, let's see, is it in? Yeah, Twilight Valor. So, it gets +5 combat strength for all melee attack units, but you can't heal outside your own territory. Now, not being able to heal outside your territory sounds like a really bad thing, but ultimately, you're going to have so much extra combat strength because of that, especially if you can stack that with Oligarchy. You will have +9, and even on Deity, you're just going to be able to own anything. So, if you can roll a Swordsman that have +9, you're going to be able to easily conquer everyone's cities, all your neighbors' cities, and the thing is, that not healing thing isn't that big of a deal, because all you have to do is conquer the enemy city, and then you'll now have friendly territory to heal up in. So, anyways, Gordain is about to flip over to Georgia. That seems like really far for that pressure. I'm just going to throw that out there. It seems like a little too far for this early in the game. Calcutta's still going to hold on for another 12 turns, but we'll see. Netherlands, City 3 incoming. Same thing with Scotland. Persia looks like they're trying to take back their city, but they're also getting another dude out. Rome's still at 3. Congo still at 2. Zulu still at 2, although they're about to pop out another one. And they're popping out warriors too. And Rome actually appears to be going for Geneva. Huh. That is probably a very bad idea if the Zulu decide to declare war. And we could potentially see that. Is he friendly? Does he hate Rome? He actually likes Rome. Surprising. Surprising, with borders like right on top of each other. I figured that would create some issues. Now, I think both of them, though, like military units. Can we get this to stop, by the way? Congo got the Hanging Gardens. Congratulations, Congo. Yeah, and now that we can see that stuff, that's really nice, too. Yo, stop. I still don't know how to stop the automation. I think it's right-click on it. We hadn't really, honestly, paid enough. No, it is definitely not right-clicking on it. How are we doing it? We were clicking on stuff before and it was doing it. Maybe it was clicking on the city banners? I don't know. I thought it was clicking over here, did it? Scotland threw up Aberdeen over here, but Aberdeen is a little too far away, so it's probably going to end up flipping over to Norway. Yeah, we're having a lot of issues. And this is what's going to always happen anytime you play on a small map, but I think we're okay. I like playing on the small map anyways. It just forces them on top of each other. So Calcutta did flip. And then Mysore is going to flip as well. What's interesting is we're about to get to the next era, and that's going to change all of this. So we'll have to see what ends up happening here. Okay, Zulu ended up getting city 3 down. It looks like Rome changed their mind, and also Persia ended up putting a very forward city on top of Rome. All right, so our first era is now officially over. Let's glance really quickly. So Spain's at 3 cities. Netherlands are at 3. Let's take a quick look before we do that at eras. So everyone's in the normal era except Georgia and Zulu. Georgia, who flipped one of the Persia cities, and then Zulu, which is a little surprising. Oh, it's Zulu. How did Zulu get enough era score? Number one, they're way over here on the coast, so they're not going to meet as many players. Maybe I guess they just built a really nice campus. Maybe they built the first campus, and that gave them some era score. I have no idea. They didn't even sell next to a wonder. All right, sure. Okay, so they're in golden ages. Everyone else is in normal age. Scotland's got the 3 cities, but they're going to end up losing Aberdeen. It will flip over to Netherlands before too long. Calcutta is going to end up flipping over to Persia. So Persia, who looked like they were going to basically fall out of favor because they lost their first city, is now probably going to pick up another 2 cities, and they're going to be in a very power position here. India's in a very, very bad position, however. They just don't have enough loyalty. See, here's the problem. Because India started in the tundra, they're just going to never grow quick enough, and so their cities are always going to be a little bit on the weaker side. I'm surprised they started in the tundra and not Scotland, because Scotland usually starts in tundra, at least in my games. Rome's over here still with 3 cities. I don't see another settler. They are not even building another settler, so it looks like they're preparing for war. What is their opinion of people? They aren't a huge fan of Persia, so we could see a war with, by the way, Persia. Yeah, we could see a war with Persia. We could also see a war with Zulu. No, they still like Zulu, man. They still like Zulu. Congo are only at 2 cities, which is really weird. They're getting ready to pop out a settler, number 3, but they have a lot of room to grow. I think we're going to see Congo start snowballing here in a little bit. I wonder if we could see... Do you have a relic by chance? No. Okay, just checking. What was the other thing I wanted to look at before we start the next one? I guess let's go glance at tech. I'm in the atomic era. Congratulations. All right, so Trajan, Wilhelmina, and Tamar are all up ahead in tech. Then it's Shaka, Cyrus, and Congo. And then taking up the rear is Robert the Bruce, Philip, and Gandhi. As for culture, we have Trajan and Philip, and then basically everyone else is still an ancient. Okay, wasn't there one other thing I wanted to look at? Could look at city-states. No suzerains yet. Yeah, no suzerains yet. I think that's probably it. What was the other thing? I was trying to pause the game to look at something. We only had the 2 wonders. Oh, yeah, score. Right now, Georgia is leading by quite a bit. She has the only wonder right now. Well, one of 2 wonders, rather. She's also about to get the second wonder down, which is which one? The Temple Artemis. Okay. Wilhelmina, Philip, and Congo are all right next to each other in second place. Well, second and third. Shaka is a little further back. And Trajan's a little weaker than I thought. And also, Gandhi's ahead of Cyrus, which seems a little weird. But all right, let's keep going. I don't really care. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I think this era is going to be pretty, like, I think we're going to see that score flip quite a bit. Like, we're going to see the Netherlands take a nice little jump. We're going to see Persia take a nice little jump. We're going to see India, well, pretty much go to the bottom. And we're about to see a war here. And this war might not end up happening. Or, sorry, might not end up. Like, these guys are both super aggressive. And a war between them is probably going to just end up be a white piece. I don't think anyone's going to be able to take anything. Congo's finally getting number 3 down. Georgia looks like she's going to go put a city up there. And there's our war right now. No one has archers. Actually, I take that back. Rome has archers. But their archers are a little out of position. I think Rome has more units right now. So Rome is going to probably be able to put a little bit of pressure on the Zulu. I don't know that they have enough units, though, to win. But I say that, look at what Zulu's producing. Galley, settler, builder. None of those are going to help them win. And the Rome is popping out their legions. Eek, this might be bad for Zulu. This might be bad. Calcutta ended up flipping to Persia, so they're now up to 3 cities. And they are producing more units as well. I wonder if we might see a war against Rome from them. India's trying to get another city out. Scotland's in a very bad spot here as well. They're only sitting with 2 cities, and they really don't have room to go. Yeah, because they just got trapped. However, Netherlands, that city is in a bad spot too. Man, so many loyalty issues. So much loyalty issues. All right, let's go back here. All the Roman troops got killed. Yeah, I think Zulu mostly had everyone in the forest, so that's probably what happened here. Is Rome going to be able to hold on to their cities? Yeah, I don't think this is enough to take Aquila. Especially with that archer right there. So, like I said, it probably is going to end up as a white piece. Probably. We got to pay attention to these Persian troops. Because if they declare war on Rome, they could just wipe out Rome right now. Mysore has flipped officially. India's trying to take it back, but I don't think they got the ability to. And then you're going to flip over to Persia. 8 turns. My gosh, dude. So much loyalty pressure. Congo declared war on Kumasi. Yep, so that's going to put them at 4 cities. Rome, did they ever get that legion out? I don't see it. They got our legion over here. And they now started popping out horsemen. However, Zulu has heavy chariots. And Zulu also got a religion, too. So all of the profits are gone. So let's see where the religion ended up in. So we have Georgia, Spain, and India. And then Zulu. Georgia, Spain, India, Zulu. Georgia, India, Spain, Zulu. So we might see Georgia, Spain, Zulu as the top 3, depending on how this war shakes out. Zulu's trying to get another city down, but they might end up losing this guy if they're not careful. Also, I don't really know where they're going to put that city down. Georgia declared war on Brussels. Georgia. Yeah, Georgia is in a very power position right now. It's kind of disappointing a little bit. And like, here's the thing. So this is like the same thing that happened with Gorgo. It's the same thing that happened with Poland. Like all these civs that I rated really, really weak just get these really awesome starts. And even though we did balance positions, like I don't really know you'd call this a balanced position. I don't understand how the game rates this as balanced. It really wasn't, you know. But whatever. Maybe it's just the starting resources, like what resources started around the city. Like, hey, you have niter, you know, as does everyone else or something like that. I don't know. Scotland's looking very, very bad position right now. Same thing with India. They throw another city down that's immediately going to flip. Oh my gosh, poor India, dude. Every city they put down has flipped. And Persia just declared war. Okay, so Persia, who everyone said AI can't play, here you go. But once again, it's not because the AI is playing them really well. They just kind of lucked out. Rome's looking really strong. Really, really strong over here with 5 cities. Looks like they pieced out. Yo. Yeah, they're pieced out at this point. But I think as time progresses, they're going to get stronger and stronger. And Zulu's in just a very kind of crappy spot. They can maybe get one more city out. But Rome has a lot of room to grow. A lot of room to grow. Does this mean we should play bigger maps? Nah. Because here's the thing, even in a bigger map, you're still going to have slightly more power positions and slightly less power positions. I mean, it's just kind of how it works. I think the only way for us to not have that is to do something like continents, but we don't want to do continents because no one's ever going to attack across the sea. So that's the downside of Pangea, is there's always slightly better starts. Hopefully, maybe with the next patch we see, or at least the next expansion, we see a little bit more even starts. I mean, here's the thing, even on our runs, when we've been doing Let's Plays recently, specifically on our live streams, we have seen so many, like, variety of start positions, where it's like, I will get stuck smack dab in the middle with a bunch of civs all around me. You know, and part of it is, like, the AI doesn't necessarily do what it's supposed to do. Like, let me state it in a different way. So, and I don't know if this map is a really good example. Persia conquered Agra. So, India's pretty much knocked out. Yeah, India's gone. Well, that was quick. That was quick. So for example, how this map might work is, I think Spain was supposed to expand that way. You know, Netherlands were supposed to expand this way. Scotland's supposed to expand that way. India's supposed to go that way. Persia was supposed to go that way. You know, that's kind of like how it's balanced, is like, hey, this is your little swath of land. But then the AI is like, nah, screw that. We're going to go down this way. And it just completely screws with it. And then Civ gets chopped in and stuff like that, you know. Okay, Zulu's going and putting a city down over here. They can do that. It might flip. Rome ended up finishing the pyramids. Okay. Who else? Temple Artemis got finished by Tamer. So I think we're going to see Rome probably in the top 3 now. They're tied for 3rd, actually. Wilhelmina, yeah, that's true. She's in a very good spot as well. Does she have a wonder up? I don't think so. No, she has no wonders. Era score's at 24. Civics, she's a little behind Rome. Empire's a little bigger, so that's why she's keeping up right now. And technology is even. Tamer is just going to run away with a lot of things, I think. Now, I say that she has extremely terrible flatland, and maybe this is how it got balanced, is so she has more room. She just doesn't have a lot of production up here, and so I don't know, maybe we'll see some things switch here just because she doesn't have a lot of production. Yeah, because you can see a lot of production down here for Rome. So as Rome starts filling in his territory and starts building mines and stuff like that, we might see Tamer basically start losing her lead. But the thing is, with the score, she has the religion, and you can see she has 14 points towards that religion. She's probably going to be focused pretty heavily on that, and because of that, she's going to get probably enough score to keep up with the fact that Rome's going to have more production than her. Now, what's hilarious is we got Spain over here with another religion, so there's definitely going to be some competition, particularly for Netherlands, I think, here pretty early. Philip declared war on Wilhelmina. Oh, there you go. Was not expecting that. And actually, ooh, where's Wilhelmina's army? It's down here by Scotland. And Rome just conquered Yerevan. Yeah, that pretty much screws over Zulu's city potential. But yeah, oof. And Rome now has a emergency. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Amsterdam's gonna fall. Netherlands was completely out of position. Looks like Shaka and Philip accepted. There's so much happening right now. No one actually accepted. So yeah, Amsterdam should fall. I don't think there's any way they hold on to it. That being said, she might be able to take it right back. I don't know. Usually the AI is pretty bad at taking things back. Okay, that shakes up the game quite a bit. Because I think we overlooked Spain a little bit, because he was pretty much trapped over here. I mean, he's got some room over there, but ultimately we were seeing Netherlands here, and they were just taking all of these extra cities, and they looked like they were in a very powerful position. But then Spain was like, don't forget about me, and there you go. And now, I will say Georgia's looking weaker and weaker, because they're just sitting here at like the 4 cities, maybe the 5th city. They don't have much of an army. And who are they fighting? Because all their troops are injured. I think it's Brussels. Yeah, they declared on Brussels and they weren't able to take it. Oh my gosh. So yet again, we have seen the AI absolutely schooled by city-state. And that is huge. This is absolutely gigantic of a swing, because what's going to happen now is all her troops are injured. You can see she's popping out a couple more, but she's in a very, very, very weak position. So if someone like Rome or someone like Persia notices this, they have a very easy city that they could come grab. Now, once again, it might flip back and all that other stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what Zulu's doing at this point. Zulu might just be eliminated. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to get the top 4 at all. Tamara's still in first place, but not by much. That one city take catapulted Philip right up there. And Trajan with his domination, he's looking pretty good too. Don't overlook Congo. Congo's starting really weak, but Congo's going to get really, really good as the game progresses. If for no other reason, their great people point generation is going to start giving them a ton of score as the game progresses. So I think they're going to get stronger and stronger as time goes on. Now, their nice little warriors here are really, really good and really strong. Unfortunately, they have no one next to them to war, so... they never took Kumasi either. Wow. That's another failed. Wow. Wow. AI, man. AI. Having some issues with these city-state wars. It's kind of hilarious. It really is. Yeah, there's your Zulu city that's going to immediately flip. Now, the question is, are you going to flip to Rome or... Yeah, probably to Rome. Because you got a huge Yerevan city right there. Scotland's back with 4 cities, so they're looking a little better. Appears Spain pieced out. Yep, Spain ended up piecing out. So Netherlands just gave up their capital. And it looks like they are going to start progressing east. And it looks like they're preparing for their own war. Maybe against Georgia, who we said was extremely weak right now. Like, we can look at domination, or sorry, overall, and we can see who's the weakest right now. So yeah, Wilhelmina only has a 322. Georgia only has a 92. Yeah, so Georgia's extremely weak right now, militarily, which AI is going, do, and so we might, you know, anytime you don't have enough troops, the AI always gets a little aggressive towards you. They started with Babylon. We'll see if they can actually succeed. Babylon doesn't have walls out, so they have a chance, at least at this point. Rome is continuing to throw down cities. Do we even want to count at this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're at 6. I imagine we're going to start seeing some of these Zulu cities flip, too, depending on how that era scores work out. But I'm imagining Rome is going to end up in a golden age next time. And Zulu right now is in a golden age. So if Rome ever ends up in a slightly better age, or in a better age than Zulu, we're probably going to see like these cities flip. So they're just not in a good spot. Babylon should be falling here pretty quickly. Persia is looking pretty scary as well. They are in the center. They don't have a lot of room, but they still have at least a little bit of room to grow. And Spain, man, absolutely dominant. Absolutely dominant over here. I don't know if they're going to be able to take Vilnius, though. They're working on the Oracle, but that might be too slow. They're also working on Apananda. So they're popping out a lot of wonders. I'm surprised by Spain. I think Spain was one of the weaker ones in the group. But they're making a good showing right now. They're making a very good showing for themselves. Wilhelmina took Babylon, so she's not out of it quite yet. And once again, and there's another emergency. Let's see what happens. Is anyone going to declare on Wilhelmina because of this? Anyone except the emergency? Nope. Nope. Yeah, no. Okay. All right. I would imagine Wilhelmina is going to try pushing on to Gordine, but don't quote me on that. We shall see. Babanango, what, is about to flip, I think, to Rome here. And we're going to see how the Zero shakes out. I'm intrigued to see what this looks like. Okay, Scotland's still with the strong 4 cities. Netherlands are trying to put down another city. If Netherlands can come take over all of Scotland, the fact that they lost Amsterdam is not that big of a deal. And the thing is, like, maybe they screwed themselves a little bit by focusing too much east. We'll have to see how that ended up working. Trajan ended up finishing the Jebel, so Rome might be in first now. Tamara's still in first. But this is a really close spread. We definitely have the 1, 2, 3 right now with Tamar, Philip, and Trajan. Then there's a pretty big gap until you get to Wilhelmina. Part of it is having lost your capital. You know, that's a lot of points I think you lose. And for nothing else, just the empire size. And then Cyrus is down there as well. But remember, Cyrus did lose a city as well. He didn't lose his capital, but he did lose a city. So just any time you lose a city, it just sets you back pretty far. Congo's actually in second to last place. Once again, I don't think that's going to hold true. They're still only at 4 cities, but I really believe you're going to start seeing them get a bunch of points here in a second. Anyone making Great Rider points yet? No. When does Congo start getting their great points? Congo. Receive 50% more Great Rider artist points, so it's as soon as they start building out theater squares then. And I don't think they have the tech yet for theater squares, because we don't see a theater square. Okay. So they should be able to get more great people points, which is going to put them in a better position. Now, how'd the eras work out? Rome did get that golden age. Shaka ended up in that normal age. However, we're not seeing a flip here, but we can look at the loyalty. And how close is this? 5.1. So if it wasn't for Moscow, they would be losing loyalty here. And it looks like it might be the same thing true in the cap. No, the capital's safe. Actually, that's not the capital. This is the capital. You're not actually gaining food right now. And here's the thing. Both of these cities are probably going to keep growing pretty efficiently. Yeah, they might be able to still flip it even with the governor. How's the rest of this looking? Persia, who else ended up in a golden age? Scotland did, Spain did, Georgia did. So Persia's in a normal age. So Persia's in a bit of a weaker spot, potentially over here. Nothing's flipping yet. Nothing's flipping over here either. Netherlands, everything seems fine over here. Rome seems fine. And Georgia had that... How did Georgia get a golden age? Whatever. Probably just wonders. Probably just wonders. How long are we at, by the way? We are at 35 minutes? What? Oh my god. All right, never mind. Disable. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. I was like, I think we're at like 15 minutes right now. Whoops. Yeah, so anyways, that was a nice long episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued with how this one's going to shake out. Even though we have 3 people who are clearly ahead of everyone else, I still think we're going to see some pushes here. Cyrus is going to make a push. I know that. Congo should be able to make a push. Scotland, although they're in a very weak spot, they have a very solidified territory right now, so there is potential for them. It looks like, however, though, Netherlands might declare war, and if for no other reason, what's going to be interesting about this is if Netherlands could take over this town, we're going to see Netherlands make a nice little push here. And we're almost going to see like a Persia-Netherlands showdown here. And so third place right now is really up for grabs, because I could see Persia there, I could see Rome there, I could see Netherlands there, I could see Congo there. Congo's got a little bit of catching up to do. They got a little bit of catching up. They're about to get another city down, but they still have quite a bit more room to grow. And then we still hadn't even seen the culture, great people points and stuff like that. Now, I'm assuming people are still going to build theater squares, right? I'm assuming because even though we turned off the culture, they should still build theater squares. Huh. Maybe they don't build theater squares? I think that would be weird, though, because you still want culture. What's the culture even looking like right now? I mean, the thing is, the amphitheater isn't necessarily like one of the ones that you will grab right away. Because you might run up here to get civil service, feudalism, all those are good. If I'm not going for a cultural victory, I will tend to skip drama and poetry until I go for monarchy. And sometimes maybe even later than that, because we don't even go for monarchy. Like, if you go up here to Merchant Republic, do you even have to grab it? You don't even have to grab it. So there is something to be said that just because people are here doesn't mean, you know, they would have necessarily picked it up. So I'm assuming people probably have the tech. We just hadn't seen anyone build it. You just don't get it as early. That's one of the later districts. It's kind of like harbors. You just don't grab it right away. Although I say that industrial zones are getting knocked out, but you know, I think we will still see some theater squares. I'm really wondering if those previous games had theater squares. Yeah. Huh. Okay, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Also, hello. That gave you a nice little era score. Also, too, that's a very advanced position city. And the funny thing is, we might see Spain end up declaring on her. Okay, so anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, comment, and let me know what you think. As always, hit the subscribe button, join the game, comment, and show your support. You have a harbor. So it looks like we have every single district right now except a theater square. I doubt that's going to stay true. I doubt that'll stay true because the AI always builds a variety of districts. So whatever, we'll figure it out next time. Ooh, another one's flipping. All right, later.